Two young women who lived in the same house and who both had an infant son came to Solomon for a judgment. One of the women claimed that the other, after accidentally smothering her own son while sleeping, had exchanged the two children to make it appear that the living child was hers. The other woman denied this, and so both women claimed to be the mother of the living son and said that the dead boy belonged to each other. After some deliberation, King Solomon called for a sword to be brought before him. He declared that there was only one fair solution. The live son must be split in two, each woman receiving half of the child. Upon hearing this terrible verdict, the boy's true mother cried out, "Oh Lord, give the baby to her, just don't kill him." The liar, in her bitter jealousy, exclaimed, "It shall be neither mine nor yours, divide it." The king declared the first mother as the true mother and gave her the baby. King Solomon's judgment became known throughout all of Israel and was considered an example of profound wisdom. Solomon was renowned for his wisdom, which was granted to him in a dream dialogue with Yahweh. King Solomon had a different kind of wisdom, but like the Socratic philosophers, he wanted to do what was right.
King Solomon lived between 965 and 925 BCE.
Some say that King Solomon truly knew who was the real mother as soon as he saw the two women. This was the nature of the special divine wisdom that God gave him. As King Solomon was able to understand the speech of the animals and birds, so he could see the truth in someone's face, his knowledge was of divine origin. It was infallible.
Aristotle lived between 384 and 322 BCE. He was a Greek philosopher born in Stagirus.
Aristotle's main beliefs were that 1. That an idea has no power to produce the corresponding concrete object. 2. That a form rather than the idea held in the mind has a tendency to produce a concrete reality like itself. That metaphysical power and action achieve an outcome of complete development governed by 4 kinds of causes: the formal, the material, the final, and the efficient. 4. That a spiritual explanation of the universe can be best attained by careful investigation and comparison of actual phenomena. His experimental methods were in harmony with modern science, along with that of the deductive science of logic. Aristotle was the one great authority throughout the Middle Ages on science and philosophy in both theological and secular worlds. 5. That all knowledge is developed from sense impressions and embraced in the categories of substance, quantity, quality, relation, place, time, posture, action, and passion. 6. That syllogism and deductive method are supreme in logic. 7. That ethically, the supreme good consists in contemplation and action combined, and virtue is the golden mean between two vices. Sadia Gaon lived between 882 to 942 AD and lived in Babylonia. Sadia Gaon wrote the Agron, the first Hebrew dictionary and grammar. He became famous when he began his writings against the Karaites, which is a Jewish sect founded in the 8th century, which rejects rabbinical interpretation in favor of literal interpretation of the scriptures. Lastly, he wrote the Book of Beliefs and Opinions. In it, he defended the rational underpinnings of Judaism and showed logically that every rational Jew could believe in the Torah as well as Aristotle and Plato. Moses Maimonides, also called Rambam, was a physician, jurist, and philosopher. He lived from 1135 to 1204 and died at the age of 69. Maimonides wrote extensively on moral philosophical matters. In his 3 main works, the Commentary on the Mishnah, the Mishneh Torah, and the Guide of the Perplexed, he developed a far-reaching ethical system which is Aristotelian and yet is also greatly dependent upon the rabbinic tradition. Philosophically, Maimonides was a religious rationalist. He believed that a true intellectual does not make decisions based on morality, but on careful analysis of facts. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson was born in 1902 and died in 1994. He was known as the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Rabbi spread traditional Judaism to the Jewish people until the day he died. He also did not focus only on men and boys. He addressed his teachings equally to both genders. He believed that the Jews are a superior master race. Many Jews today agree with the late rabbi. Some even believe that Schneerson will himself someday be resurrected and return as the Jewish world Messiah. Schneerson once explained his theory of Jewish racial superiority this way. He said, "We have a case of the Jew, a totally different species." I think that the future of philosophy will simply consist of reiterated philosophies from the past. I believe this because it seems that this was done in past times. For example, it was done by Aristotle. Aristotle stated that he owed a lot of his writings to King Solomon and his philosophies. I also believe this because up to date, it is evident that philosophies have either sided with.
Thanks for watching.